relationship hit a rough spot?
Not sure if marriage is really even worth it?
Are you really ready for marriage?
In a world where the divorce rate is at an all-time high, we're here to offer you real-life relationship advice to help you navigate to and through your marriage.
Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour with our new show,
Sitting with the Suttons, where we're all about strengthening our community by making marriage great again. Find us on Facebook at Tristen CC. Whether you're single or married, join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Your Love Empowerment Hour, Sitting with the Suttons.
Sitting with the Suttons, Wednesdays, 7 p.m., beginning Wednesday, June 7th on 1520 KYND.
Hey, 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 welcome to Your Love Empowerment Hour with Sitting with the Suttons. We are so excited to be here, T.
So glad to be in the building. I mean, this has been a long time coming.
This has been a very long time coming. I tell you what, 10 years in the making. We've
10 to get in.
Had the opportunity to trial, and go travail, and triumph together. And now we're having a platform together where we can share the good news of marriage. We are overdue in our community for the good news of marriage. But before we go any further, allow us to please introduce ourselves to you all, our Facebook Live community, our KYND listeners. I'm CC Sutton.
I am Tristen Sutton.
And we both hail from Houston, Texas. We are native Houstonians. I was raised in Greenspoint, and tell them where you're from, T.
From the Acres, Shakers, Hubcap, Takers,
you gotta know
a.k.a.
it.
the 4-4.
You got to know it. We love Houston. We have been here all of our lives. I attended University of Houston, Go Cougs.
I attended Texas A&M. Boop. Yiga Maggies.
So, you know, again, we are here to bring the good news about marriage. And tonight, we have to kick things off the right way. As you all know, last week, there was the State of America address, Black America address, and so we wanted to go ahead and follow up with that with the State of the Union of Black Relationships.
Yes, yes, yes.
Here's what we know. It's tough out there.
It's real in the field.
It is really kind of real in the field. And, you know, when we look at it, it doesn't have to be that hard. But I think what we're doing is we're making it that hard. We're adding all this extra stuff into it that was never meant to be.
It could all be so simple.
But you'd rather make it hard.
No pain, no pain.
So what we did this week is we polled a few of our viewers, and we asked 2 questions. And the first question that we asked was, how do you feel about the dating scene today, and what would you do to change them? Let's pull up Sharmetta Harris's response, and T, tell us what Sharmetta had to say about that.
Well, let's pull that up real quick. Sharmetta had a lot of good stuff to say, but that was very interesting. But you know what? Do you have Sharmetta?
I do. What she said here is, she says, in my opinion, the number of marriage-minded daters is extremely small. I'm personally seeing a flood of recent divorces coming back onto the dating scene. A lot of them just left a bad marriage, and they're in no rush to get back into another committed relationship. The longer it takes, the more emotionally and mentally you become drained.
Wow. I mean, how many people out there are really feeling like that? Like it's just tiresome, that it's just hard work. It's like a second job going out there to try to date someone.
Absolutely. I think you called it dating fatigue.
Dating fatigue. I mean, when you just get worn out, you have to go through, you got to think about all that it takes. You know, you have to talk to someone, interact with them, Snapchat with them, then get dressed for the date, then go on a date, and then all of the above. So it can be tiresome.
It can be cumbersome, and I think what makes it even more tiring and draining is when you feel like you have to put on, or you feel like you have to be someone that you're really not, or you have to say all these right things if you're trying to get with this person. And it's really unnecessary. But from what Sharmetta is saying, you know, you have all these people who are just kind of willy-nilly out there. They're not dating with purpose.
Well, you know, if you're divorced and you've probably been locked down for 10, 20, 30 years, now that you got all that open range,
just a little bit,
you probably about to go run. You about to go trot. So, you know, I can understand that. But, you know, there's also some statistics out there that shows why there's such a gap between, because if you look at, and this is for all demographics, but if the female college educated is a higher number now than males. And so what that does is that limits the amount of opportunity for women to want to date other individuals that have the same education level. So there's a million men to women disparity that prevents them from feeling like they're equally yoked and having the same playing
That's good.
field.
So what we end up doing is we kind of start settling, because it's kind of like, Nothing really going on out here. I don't really see much. So, okay, you got all your teeth and 2 legs. Let's go.
Yeah, and you got a paycheck.
And you got a paycheck.
Yeah.
And you got a paycheck. So what I hear from Sharmetta and many, many others, even as we're talking to our friends sometimes, is that it's tiring. It's getting to the point where I don't even feel like going out there anymore. If you're just tuning in, thank you so much for sitting with the Suttons, where we are talking about the state of the union of black relationships.
Absolutely.
Let's look at what Apollo had to say about this. You want to read what Apollo said?
Yeah, so Apollo, my man, said rules of dating and courtship are lopsided. Usually men are endowed with all the obligatory actions. Wow, SAT word there. Women have it easy. At the age of 38, I'm getting exhausted with all the written and unwritten rules. Man, what is going on?
Well, you know what? He further goes on to say, they say they are waiting on Boaz, Joseph, and King David. But are you really putting forth equal effort like Ruth in Proverbs 31 women?
P31.
P31.
Amen. Amen for P31.
See, let's talk about a little bit about, when we first started dating, I hope, if I recall correctly, I shared some of the load there. If we went out on a date, you didn't have to take care of everything, did you?
Well, I'm old school, so I paid all the time.
Okay.
I paid all. There was no Dutch.
I thought I paid for something. The movies? Nothing? No? Okay, never mind.
Not to my recollection. So, but going back to what Apollo was talking about, the obligatory actions, if you think about it, that all lies on the men. We have to be a certain height, dress a certain way, talk a certain way, pay, open doors, things like that. Have to have certain chivalry, things of that nature, where women just really just look cute, show up. And
do you think that we've kind of started to take that for granted a little bit?
A little bit. So talk to me about the one rule I had when we first started dating.
So Tristan's one rule when we very first started dating, now mind you, when we first started dating, we were in college. I had just pledged Delta Sigma Theta sorority. He was, doing his thing. So, we were young in the mind, but still in being young in the mind, his number one rule was, we're not going to play no games.
No games.
We're not going to play any games. If I like you, I like you. If I want to call you in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening, I want to call you because why?
Yeah, because I like you. I enjoy your company. I enjoy your presence. So if I call you once a day, that doesn't make me thirsty.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that why you develop a personality, dress nice, so people will like you? So if people like you, why are you all of a sudden negatively thirsty?
That's good. It's almost like we have this this guard. It's like, we want the chivalry. We want him to like us and call us and do all these wonderful things. But then when he does, it's like, you thirsty.
So let's be real.
Back away.
Thirst killed chivalry, if people are asking. Thirst has killed chivalry.
Hashtag thirst killed chivalry.
Yes, hashtag that. Share that on your page. Because when guys go up and try to do something nice, let me introduce myself. Let me say hi. Let me bring you flowers. Something like that. Let me talk to you on Facebook or slide in the DM. Now all of a sudden we're thirsty. How is that?
It really doesn't make any sense when you think about it. But what I see, even when, you're just going out to the club, whatever, you see all these women who have taken all this time to get all dolled up and beautiful and everything. Yeah. And then a gentleman walks up to them and asks, hey, can I buy you a drink? No.
I mean, let's think about that. Y'all spend, $80 to get y'all makeup done?
More than that.
And somebody comes up to you and you act stank? I don't understand it. I thank God I met you back then because it's real in the field.
It really, really is. I was talking to a gentleman and he said he was out and about with some friends. And he approached a table full of women, which I hear is like the most deadly of
that's the death sentence.
Is that the death sentence?
That takes fortitude to approach that.
He gathered up all this fortitude to walk in there to the woman at the table with 4 or 5 of her friends and say, can I offer you a drink? You know what she said?
What'd she say?
What about my homegirls? You know what he did? He left his drink right there on the table and deuced out the club. Yes, he did.
That is not a club I need to be in.
Yes, he did. That's not a club you need to be in, but that just goes to show you the mentality, the mindset that so many of us have. And women, whether we accept the responsibility or not, let me tell you something. We play a very, very instrumental part in this whole thing. Men will typically follow whatever cue you put out. So if you put out a positive cue, hi, how are you? Just a nice smile, you might just get that back, chances are. But if you put out that attitude, that stankness that some of us are known for putting out there, you're going to get this. And what Apollo is saying, hey, I'm tired of jumping through all these hoops.
Man, it's rough out there because there have been times where you're standing next to me and I'm introducing myself to someone and they're acting stank like I'm trying to holler at them. And thank God you've come in and checked them for me.
So what I hear you saying, T, is that, ladies, we need to stop thinking that everybody's trying to holler at us. Because everybody ain't trying to holler at us. Some of us is just trying to be nice.
Some people just want to get to know you.
And go on through our day. So if a gentleman comes up to you, he's smiling, and he asks, how are you? Simply reply back, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Yes.
That's all it takes. I think what we have to do now, T, is we have to reprogram our culture.
Paradigm shift.
A very, very big paradigm shift. We have to get back to the basics of just human interaction.
Yes.
It's okay to smile and be cordial to one another without thinking someone is trying to holler at you. And it's not necessary to put someone through all these unnecessary hoops
At all.
if they show interest.
Social media has changed the game as far as dating as well as just human interaction.
Human interaction. It is so real. If you're listening to us right now, I want to thank you for listening to Sitting with the Suttons, where we are talking about the state of the union of black relationships. And right now, we are addressing some of the issues that are going on the dating scene. It is real. We welcome your comments on Facebook Live. If you'd like to call in, speak to us about this matter, we welcome you to do that as well. Our number is 832-230-5592. In a minute here, we're going to take a break. But I want you to stick around with us because now we're getting ready to talk about the meat of this whole conversation, which is what in the world is going on with our marriages.
Yeah, because dating is the goal of marriage, or that's the goal of it.
That is the goal if you're doing it for purpose. So please like, share, follow Tristen and CC on Facebook and Instagram. And please call in. We want to hear from you tonight. Please comment on Facebook. This is some good dialogue.
Indeed.
Talk that inspires change. The powerful 1520.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
KYND. It's about connection.
It's about community.
It's about empowerment.
It's about you.
The kind of talk that inspires change.
Connect now at kyndradio.com.
Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Hey, welcome back to Sitting with the Suttons, where tonight we are talking about the state of the union of black relationships. And we just got through having some really good dialogue about the dating scene. And I'm seeing here on Facebook that we have had quite a few comments. And if you give us a minute here, we're going to address some of those comments. But while we're waiting to do that, just want to recap here some observations that were made. You know, a lot of people actually commented on the poll that we had, and some of them were just talking about all kinds of things. You know, men are doing this, women are doing that. We're pointing fingers all over the place. But I want to make it very clear that we all play a part in this equation. There are some things that we as women have to shift our paradigm a lot on. It is not about making men jump through hoops. It is not about carrying baggage from one situation to the next. It is not about, you know, feeling like you have to rush into things and make someone something that they're not to you. You know, something that I learned really early on that I'm glad that I did was that men are very black and white.
We are straight to the point. There's not much gray.
There's not much gray in this equation. And what we as women tend to do sometimes, we tend to add that gray. So, for example, if the man
50 shades gray?
Well, I don't know about the 50.
Okay,
We'll go with 35.
It's just gray.
We'll go with 35. But just gray. Yeah, and what we do is, you know, the man will be showing us very clearly that he's not interested, or that he's going to be a cheater, or, you know, he's just showing us all kinds of signs. But, you know, we somehow ignore it, and then we get so upset when we're in these situations dating, and we're like, I'm just so exhausted. I'm so tired of being treated this way. But a lot of times we open ourselves up to that.
Yeah. So, ladies, coming from a guy's perspective, I'm going to be Uncle Steve Harvey tonight. What we show you is what we are. If you take that for what it is, then I think you'll go further when you're out there in the dating field, relationships. But once you start getting ready to try to change someone, saying, oh, I think I can convert them, I think I can change them from their wayward ways, that's a very strong uphill battle with weights and ankle weights on. So I would challenge you, when someone shows you who they are, accept it for what it is.
You know what? I'm looking here at the Facebook comments, and they are going live. Our dear C. White here, he says, chivalry isn't dead.
He just said it's just no longer required. Now, that's a touchy subject, but let's be real, because the requisites to get to the promised land and get that manna, nowadays, it's not as tough as it was back in the day. They say the average number of dates is 1 to 2 dates now before women would allow a man to take to promised land, the manna. Yes.
We still got
milk and honey. Yes, indeed. So, women have changed the game. Men have changed the game as well, because you know what? Since they've made it easier, then we no longer like the resistance of, hey, what do you mean it's going to take 30, 60, 90 days? I can just go to the bar down the street, 2 dates, and I'm in there. So what you're saying is that we're no longer requiring you guys to even show any chivalry. It's just like, we just glad to get a little attention, and after that second date, let's go. Yeah. They feel that, from the research I found, is they feel that they need to give them that access in order to keep them interested. Because if I don't give them that, then they'll go down the street to find someone else. And I may miss out on a good man, even though I have to sell out on my morals and give them something a little bit earlier than I typically would have.
Wow. If you are just tuning in with Sitting with the Suttons, we are talking about dating, what is going on in our community when it comes to the state of the Black union and relationships. And what we just observed here is that there are some women who feel like, you know what, if I don't give it up, he's not going to stay. And really what we're doing is self-sabotage. Because men, I don't care how you look at it, from today till Moses' time and forevermore, they like a chase. Because
once you train us one way, we're going to keep, it's like, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Once you ring that bell, then you know that we're going to be expecting that when that bell rings. We want to know what you guys think. We want to hear your thoughts on the matter. Give us a call at 832-230-5592. We know you have a lot to say about this. A lot of you all are just typing away on Facebook, but we definitely want to hear your voice on this matter. So we have some pointers here, a few pointers that we think can help you along the way with this matter. Let's go ahead and jump into the pointers. This is what Sutton says, all right? The Suttons say, based upon their experience, here are just 5 very simple tips that can help you in this dating scene. Number 1, make sure that you and the other person have a very clear understanding of what's going on with this dating status. Yes, and so we do quotes for the people listening on radio, because you ask 10 different people, there could be 10 different definitions of what dating is. Some people, it could be like the old school. We go together, we go steady, we're exclusive. Or, hey, I'm dating you with the option to buy. I'm leasing you because, you know what, I might be test driving other vehicles or renting other apartments right now. Or, you know, we're just really friends with benefits. So, you know, we go meet up Tuesday, but all of a sudden you see me out Thursday. Don't trip if you see me out now, because that's what we are. So 2 people may not have the same understanding and the same relationship goals when they're connecting together. Right. So now, ladies, this is not your opportunity to pressure him into saying, okay, so what are we? You know, I mean, you going to be my man or not? You know, if you're not, then we out. That's not the opportunity to do that. What this simply is just having simple dialogue and getting a clear understanding of what exactly is going on here. Secondly, have patience and don't try to hurry the process along by settling. That happens a lot. Don't settle. You know, you have to be selective with who you're, because the purpose of dating is eventually you're a spouse. So you have to be selective with your time, who you're spending with, and make sure you're not just settling with what's convenient for you. Because anything worth having is worth working for. So that doesn't necessarily mean you have to go get a hard head and have to pray every day to change this person. But if it's really not what you're comfortable with, what you desire, then you really have to determine, are you settling or are you really getting what God has in store for you? That's good. And number 3, this is my favorite one. Please stop mimicking what you see on reality TV. Because why? It's not reality. It ain't real, y'all. It's scripted. It's not reality. It's so far from reality. But what we're doing is we're digesting all of this foolishness, and then we're regurgitating it and then wondering why it's not working. Yeah. Why is he not sticking around for my foolishness? No. Well, those people on reality TV are getting paid to stick around for the foolishness. So, Millions. But
grown man right here, he's not getting paid for that. So he's going to holler back and go on to the next.
Matter of fact, he's paying to deal with your foolishness. More than likely.
Say that. Number 4, set your standards. Know what your negotiables are and what your non-negotiables are. And do not waste your time or the other person's time when you know right offhand it's not going to work. Respectfully call it off.
Yeah.
And don't prolong it.
I mean, people prolong things because of the convenience. Hey, I already went on 3 or 4 dates. They kind of cute. They can make me laugh, but I really don't like them. I don't really feel like going through it again. So let me just kind of stick with this, and maybe it will get better.
Right.
But you're really wasting your time and that other person, because that other person can be pursuing someone that really is interested in them.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So if you find yourself getting exhausted in this whole dating game, it's probably because you're sticking around way too long. You knew a long time ago in that situation that, this isn't working out. So don't do it. And lastly here, number 5, take it back to the basics.
Like my boy Jay Owens and Natasha De Leon say, take it back to basics.
Take it back to basic. Y'all, we're talking about the basics of do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Golden rule of dating.
Just the golden rule of dating. I mean, if you want someone not to cheat on you, guess what? Don't cheat on them.
Don't cheat on them.
You know, if you're enjoying someone's time and you want them to let you know that they're enjoying your time as well, say it. It's okay to express these things. It's okay to be kind. It is okay to have a positive outlook on dating. I think a lot of this is a mindset.
Yeah. And that's why you have to have that paradigm shift, because we get stuck in this frame of thought of, from our society, what's going on in reality TV? What am I seeing on social media? What's going on with my friends? So we accept it as the norm, but it doesn't have to be. It's not how it started.
Back to the basics is what it's all about. What's going on Facebook Live? I see the...
We got a few comments here. Brittany D saying, this is good. Thank you. I believe Miss Aisha White said, no, not at all. Not going to happen. I'm presuming that's the first or second date that she was talking about.
Not at all going to happen. Yes, I'm glad to see that you guys are thinking this really good dialogue, because it really needs to come out. This is something that we're long overdue for. We have not heard dialogue like this in a while. And again, if we could just have a paradigm shift for just 1 second, we can be a lot further along.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be so real in the field.
Please like, share, and follow Tristen and CC. We are open on the lines to take in your calls, your questions. We don't want you to be shy. We're here to just give you some as much good advice as we can. You know, we're just speaking from personal experience. This is not, Bible.
10 years in,
10 years
and what's
in.
worked for us.
That's it. So give us a call at 832-230-5592. In a minute here, we're going to talk about what's going on with our marriages.
What's going on with the unions? I'm
telling you, as we all know, there's a statistic out there that talks about 50% of these marriages out here are not working out, meaning it's a 50-50 chance when you step over that altar.
And with millennials, it's a little worse. They only say that 67% of millennials don't believe in marriage anymore.
Wow. 67%.
67
don't believe
in marriage.
That's scary, because what that means is that now, the very thing that God has institutionalized as the thing that he wants to see from us, people are like,
And if you believe the children are the future, that is the future.
That is the future. That is the future, 67%. I hear some people calling in here. I'm not sure if they're going to jump in on our line here, but...
and before they get on, we got Candace Washington. How many people really date with purpose anymore, though?
Good.
I mean, not that many from what I understand. I'm not going to name any of my male friends, but the milk and manna is easy these days, and they're not trying to be committed to one pasture. They don't want to be just stick to one field, because you know what? I can go over here, get what I need, get what I want, and now I can go over there. So,
but why is that? What's going on, man?
Because
I feel like y'all need all this.
The institution of marriage has become diminished. People don't see it as valuable anymore. So really, men are just out there trying to have their fun, get what they need, get what they want, and they don't see the value. And there's several reasons why they may not see the value. Maybe they've seen too many divorces, too many bad marriages, things of that nature. And what has caused that, who knows? Everyone's situation is different, but what we have to do is try to find ways to make marriage great again and get people to see that it can be beneficial. It can be fun. You can enjoy someone if you go about it the right way.
That's it. And in a minute here, we're going to talk about what's the right way. What is the missing ingredient in a lot of marriages? I'm so excited to talk about this, because it's going to set so many marriages free. So many people who think that there's an issue going on in our community. It looks like we got a call in from Natasha. Natasha, welcome to Sitting with the Suttons. You are on the line.
Good evening, Sitting with the Suttons. How are you?
How you doing, Natasha?
So my comment is simply based with dating and with marriage. Mm-hmm. And to me, that key is communication. Yes. Communication with each other, that's effective. And as you both said earlier, taking it back to basics. But at the same time, even with dating, even when our friends are dating incorrectly, we should communicate with them, you're doing it wrong. Or sister or brother, you need to do that correctly. Don't treat him or her that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to start correcting the action. I like that, Tasha, because you know what? We tend to listen to our girlfriends, and guys tend to listen to their male friends. Look, you know, you're not doing this the right way. Let me help you. Let's talk about this. And I like how you made the point about effective communication, because that is what's missing. Because, see, we're communicating, but in that communicating, we're yelling at each other. We're not listening.
Not at all.
We're not even trying to
emojis,
understand.
I don't know emojis.
Oh, or WYD, what are you doing?
No more half emojis and all this other stuff. We really need to sit down and have some true dialogue. And Tasha, I thank you for calling in with that comment.
No problem. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Thank you, Tasha.
Communication is key in every aspect of life.
Every aspect.
Work, business, whether you're a parent, all of the above, especially in relationships. How you communicate, making sure that you're conveying your feelings the right way.
Yeah.
And making sure that you all are on the same page with that mindset is really important.
That's it. That's it. Well, in a minute here, we're going to come back after our commercial break, and we're going to talk about the state of the union of black relationships when it comes to marriage. This is going to be good. Stay tuned.
Like, share, follow.
Talk that inspires change. The powerful 1520.
Ready to live your best life? Get motivated with powerful programs that help you take control of mind and body.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
KYND 1520 is a powerful 25,000-watt station that covers 175-mile radius of Houston and surrounding areas, and can be heard and seen anywhere in the world online through the mobile app powered by JStream. It's not just radio, it's interactive radio. KYND is the kind of talk that inspires change. Learn how to get healthy and stay healthy. Be inspired to live your best life. Control your finances. Join the growing number of sponsors that understand the value of connecting to listeners through KYND, the kind of talk that inspires change. Download from Android or Apple device at KYND Radio. KYND is not just talk radio, it's interactive radio. Powered by JStream, the future of broadcasting. Listeners now have multiple ways they connect to the conversation. Using a mobile device or computer, they are able to watch their favorite radio talk shows just like a TV program. They can call in during a broadcast, send instant messages as they listen live, or share a broadcast so all their friends can watch live on Facebook.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYN.
From Kingwood to Katy, on the air everywhere. Everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Hey, I want to welcome you back to Sitting with the Suttons. I'm CC.
I'm Tristen.
And you are now sitting with the Suttons, and we're so excited about this dialogue that is going on tonight. It is our premiere episode of Sitting with the Suttons, and we have had some really good commentary and feedback on what we're talking about tonight. Tonight's topic, again, is State of the Union of Black Relationships, and we just got through having some outstanding dialogue about dating, what's going on, and we'll recap that at the end of the show. But now we are moving on into what is going on in our marriages.
What is going on?
I really, really want to encourage you. If you are calling in, please hold the line for us, because this is some really good dialogue. 832-230-5592. We want to hear from you and your thoughts on what is going on and how, most importantly, can we bring some solutions to the table.
How can we fix it?
So studies show that 40 to 50% of first-time marriages end in divorce. Okay.
40 to 50?
40 to 50. It's almost like we spending $60,000 on weddings and everything only to...
Not us, though.
Not us, them, the others. You know, something very sobering that my mom told me when I was getting ready to marry you. She said, you know, there are people who have long ago divorced that are still paying for their marriage.
I mean, come on now.
That was so sobering to me.
You paying interest on a divorcee.
So what we're trying to say here is all this time that you're investing on the wedding, shouldn't we be investing that on the front end of trying to make sure that this marriage survives?
That foundation.
Talk about that foundation.
So, you know, the foundation is one of the most expensive parts of a building or a structure, because anything that you put on top of it has to contain that weight. And we know in marriage, there's a lot of weight that comes on. You know, it could be children, it could be jobs, finances, things of that nature. So you got to make sure that foundation can contain all that life is going to happen. Even when the wind comes blowing through, the rainstorm, you just want to make sure that you have it based on God.
That's
really.
right. That's right.
The cornerstone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to take this caller from Stacy. Stacy, you are tuning in with Sitting with the Suttons. We want to thank you for your call. Can I take in your question or comment?
Hello.
Hello.
Y'all are so beautiful and handsome, and I'm really glad to be on here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is there a question you have?
I wish I had seen this so long ago, because I actually settled for a little while myself, even got engaged and everything.
Wow.
But I decided, you know what? He and I both decided, you know what? We're settling for each other, because I didn't like pets. I knew that after 2 or 3 dates in that he had a dog and a cat.
You shouldn't. Come on now. Come on. You saw the fur on his clothes.
I was going to get over it, because everything else was like going great initially, and it was like, you know what? Maybe I can learn to like an animal. Like, it just was like that settling factor that y'all were talking about a little earlier, and it was like, dang.
Now, was that settling?
I'm not going to be able to do it.
Was that settling because you didn't want to have to go find someone else? You already kind of got comfortable where you were?
Yes. I felt that we had talked about a couple of issues that were kind of hard topics in a lot of my other relationships, and he was accepting them and understanding. And I was like, I don't want to have to go find this again.
I appreciate your transparency on that, because that's what happens a lot of times when we settle. We settle because, like, golly, I went through all of this now. I might as well. Stacey, did y'all make it to the altar, did you say, or did you call it off before then?
No, we were going to get married 7/1/17. So we were going to get married July 1st. So we called it off in February.
Sure. Well, I do want to say that, you know, it's tough calling it off. I know so many people. It takes a lot of fortitude to be able to say, you know what? I love you, and I respect you so much that I do not want to enter into one of the most precious covenants here and then have to, you know, divorce you later on. So I have nothing but respect that you decided to do that, and I hope the best for you and him. We really appreciate your call tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
If we could, let's pull up Barbara Henderson's feedback when we did our Facebook social media study on why do we feel that marriage is not as successful today as it used to be. So question was, why do you think the divorce rate is so high in our community? She says the divorce rate is high due to a lack of communication. We talked about that earlier. Total disconnection to the purpose of marriage, understanding the needs of each other doesn't exist, and bringing that negative baggage creates a union in which full self-expression is non-existent. Most people get married for the sake of being married and live as individuals instead of as one in the unit.
That's the most profound part.
Ladies, gentlemen, sometimes you need to leave that luggage at baggage claim. Sometimes it's for the best.
It's always going to be for the best to me. You know, the other person just doesn't deserve it. You know, this is a person who doesn't know anything about your past and has not been there to experience the hurt and pain. So why do we want to subject them to that? I believe that many great relationships have ended because the woman just couldn't work past her baggage.
Yeah. I mean, you got to look at it. It's not fair to the other person involved, because more than likely they were not involved in what caused that pain, that hurt, that sorrow, that fear. So why project that on them?
Yeah.
I know it's tough. We all have our own personal situations, but we got to stop being selfish to think about the other person involved, because when you get in a relationship and then eventually marriage, it's a union. It's a unit of one. So you don't want someone that's always negative. Talk about it like sports. That one bad person in the locker room can ruin a team. You don't want to be that negative person in the locker room that's preventing y'all from getting from the championship, getting that ring.
That's good. So ladies, I'm sure you're asking, so what do I do? You know, I'm dealing with this hurt. I'm dealing with this baggage. I don't want to really be like this. I don't really want to, you know, subject him to this, but I really don't know what else to do. Many different things we can do. Number one, we can seek counseling for it. And in our community, I know that's almost like taboo, but really the truth of the matter is if you're dealing with something, just like if you're sick, you would go to the doctor.
Yeah.
You need to sit down and maybe talk to someone under Christian guidance.
Yes.
You need to pray about it. You know, a lot of things that we deal with, we can take it straight to God, and honestly, he will start to help us with those things. I'm one who can speak to that. But what you have to do is you have to first desire to not be that way.
You got to have the want. It starts with the want.
It starts with the want. And then here, where she talks about living as individuals instead of as one, this happens so much. When we go up to the altar, we're one. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with this person. And the minute that we say, I do.
Well, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I don't want to necessarily really be with you. I just, you know, I wanted the benefits of being with you. And I'm going to tell you, that is deeply rooted in selfishness.
Yes.
That's what it all boils back down to. A lot of these issues that we deal with, it all really boils back down to selfishness. It's about what I want. Women, I want to be happy. I want a husband that's going to take care of me. I want him to make me feel good. When the truth of the matter is he's not going to be able to make you feel good about yourself unless you already feel good about yourself.
Instead of saying, I want to be happy, how can we be happy?
Come on.
That needs to be the mindset. Go into it with, how can we make this work? How can we both be joyful? How can we both wake up looking for each other and being thirsty for one another?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I want to thank you for tuning in to Sitting with the Suttons, where we are talking about the state of Black relationships union. And we're just having very open dialogue about what's going on in the dating scene, what's going on the marriage front as well. I want to share, if you can pull up Sierra Haynes, her feedback. This really resonated with me, and I want to thank her for her transparency in her response. We asked the same question: why do you think the divorce rate is so high in our community, and what is the solution? And Sierra, I think, put it the absolute perfect way. Here's what she said: I'll be honest and say that I went through a very rough patch in my marriage, but I turned to God. I realized that marriage isn't about me. It's about being completely dependent upon God. The minute I turned to God and came to him with my deepest issues, I saw that he began to change me. And in changing me, I began to see my marriage blossom as well.
There it goes.
This resonates so much with me because I'm going to tell you, I was like Sierra, you know, when you're newlywed, Lord have mercy. Woo! You go in thinking you're just so sweet and beautiful and kind and the world loves you, and then a whole nother side.
That savage comes out.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if you brought it out in me, T, but I don't know what it is. I ain't going to blame it on you. But it's something that takes place that first year, those first couple of years, where you're having this internal fight and you're trying to figure out, well, initially you think it's him.
Yeah.
You know.
Can't be me.
It can't be me because I'm too wonderful and my mama knows.
Because I'm P31.
So. That's right. I came into this
fearfully and wonderfully made. It can't be me.
All right, T being silly, y'all. But that's what I really honestly thought. You know, I know what it takes to, you know, be a married woman and be upright. But I found myself upset about things and pointing fingers and just craziness. And finally, God spoke to my spirit. He said, you know what? This has nothing to do with him. This is all on you. And what you have to do is you have to desire to change. You cannot just, you know, be like, well, that's just the way I am. You just have to deal with it. You knew I was like that when I was dating you, so I don't know what to say.
Gotta adapt. Life happens and you adapt. So let me jump in real quick. We're using this moment to say that we've not always had a perfect 10 years of marriage, but we've been happy because we can go through these moments and work them out and have that paradigm shift of saying, it's not just about me. How do I make the other person happy? So as you heard her confess that there were some times where she thought I was tripping when it really was her. And there were some times it's been that way for me as well. So you really have to have that mindset of how can I make my soulmate happy each and every day?
You know what I love about this man? He'll ask me periodically, are you still happy?
That's a hot take.
That means so much to me when he asked that. It's so simple and it's so out of the blue. And I'm like, I'm happy. But no, are you still happy? You need to do that temperature check every now and then.
I mean, guys, we handle our cars. Every 30,000 miles, what do we got to do? I'm sorry, every 5,000 miles, what do we got to do? We got to change the oil. We got to go get that tune-up. We got to go get that checkup. You got to make sure that this vehicle is still going to be running for life. Yeah. Because I don't want to go get a new lease. Go get a new car note. I already got equity in this car.
That's real. That's real. But ladies, too, do your temperature check with your men. Don't just assume that all is well. Have this communication, this conversation, because you will look up, and then it'll be almost too late to start addressing some of these things that you could have addressed earlier on.
Absolutely.
We want to hear from you. Yeah. Please call in 832-230-5592. We are so appreciative of the wonderful dialogue that's happening here on Facebook. While T is pulling up some of these comments here, I want to kind of get back to the basics here of what's going on with our marriage. What is the solution to this problem that we're having? Okay? So we got 2 minutes here, but if we get caught off on this, I'm going to come back with it as well. But let's talk about what this diagram looks like, what this pyramid looks like. Can you pull up this pyramid that I shared? We think that divorce is the issue, the problem, but it's really not. No. The problem is that we've taken God out of the equation, completely out of the equation. And so what are some of the symptoms? Lack of communication, lack of trust, lack of intimacy, selfishness. All these things start happening, and the result, not the issue, but the result is divorce. Yeah. So the minute that we can put God back into focus here, because after all, he's the one that created marriage. That's the covenant that he came up with. Yeah. So we need to get back to him and invite him back into our relationships. And that's when we can start healing. I want to thank you guys again for listening. Please like, share, and follow. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick around for Suttons in the City.
Thanks for all the comments.
Talk that inspires change. The powerful 1520.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, my name is Les Brown, and I want to invite you to join me on KYND Monday from 9 o'clock until 10. It's radio that is designed to help you to live your dreams rather than your fears. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the White House. I say focus on what's going on in your house. We're going to teach you how to begin to overcome your fears, how to identify the goals that you want to achieve and make them happen, and how to begin to get negative, toxic people out of your life. You have something special. You have greatness within you. Listen to me Monday from 9 o'clock until 10 on KYND. You have something special. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
KYND. It's about connection.
It's about community.
It's about empowerment.
It's about you.
The kind of talk that inspires change.
Connect now at kyndradio.com.
Guys, welcome to KYND TV. My name's Lindsay Calzada, and I'm about to show you something crazy. No, not that crazy. KYND Radio is bringing you something that's so crazy, it's inspirational, it's educational, it's generational. No, not that kind of generation, our generation, your generation. KYND Radio is coming to YouTube. Now it's radio, it's TV, and it's your source of information. If you like what you saw, go ahead and click that subscribe button.
On the air, everywhere. The powerful 1520.
Hey, we want to welcome you back to Sitting with the Suttons, and we want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This is our premiere episode where we are talking about State of the Union of Black Relationships. And right now, I want to take in our next caller, Dwayne. Dwayne, you are Sitting with the Suttons. I want to thank you so much for calling in. Can we have your question or comment?
Yes, I was just calling because I enjoyed the show there. I don't normally get a chance to listen to it.
Thank you.
But I tune in. That sounds pretty good what y'all have going on.
Thank you so much.
I'm a person never been married, but I have a brother been dating his wife that he have now since the 3rd grade.
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
I don't want to say my last name. I don't want to say all that because I don't want to blast him out there like that.
It's watching. It's watching.
But they've been together since the 3rd grade.
That's beautiful.
And I have never been married in my life, but you know I was person the way I do my thing. You know, I just go out and just find me a nice friend, and we be together for 5 or 6 years and just have a good relationship.
Well, amen to that too, and there's nothing wrong with that as well.
Never been married with no children, never got no trouble.
No trouble.
But I feel, you know what I found out about relationship, even though my friend have another friend, you got to just have a laugh. You got to laugh sometimes. Yeah. You just can't be in a relationship, you know, mad all the time. And
that's good.
You talk about what happened to all the married. You pass by some of these places in the afternoon, you see all the married people renting these little rooms and stuff out there. You know, I don't know what's wrong with them, but if I ever get married, that's the only person I need, that one person. She everybody to me.
That's it. That's it. Dwayne,
I know y'all running out of time, but I don't want to hold it up. But
well, we want to thank you. We want to thank you, and we certainly hope that you will share this and that you will tune in some more with us every Wednesday at 7. We have some great topics lined up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a call again.
Appreciate it, Dwayne. Thank you. Dwayne says, "Stay out of those hot sheet motels."
The end. The end. So before we went on break here, we talked about the whole pyramid situation with, you know, the root cause of divorces being we're taking God out of the equation. And so Tristen wanted to add some more to that.
So, you know, what happens when we get married, we walk down the aisle towards God, right?
Yeah.
To the altar. Mm-hmm. But as we walk away, now that we're married and we got unionized, we leave him at the altar. Mm. We don't bring him home with us. Mm. I mean, sometimes we may start going to church, but, you know, we stop praying with each other. We stop having Bible study together, stop going to church. So just as surely as you walk to God to get married, make sure he walks with you.
That's real.
Yeah.
That is so real. And, you know, there are going to be times where, you know, you may not be as consistent all the time, every Sunday like you used to. But, you know, the core foundation of your marriage, without a doubt, is still God. Mm. It's so important. You can't just leave him at the altar. You need him.
Yes.
You're going to need him. So, again, here we are talking about the state of the union when it comes to black relationships. We have had such outstanding dialogue about this. I just want to do a quick recap on the solutions that we offered when it comes to dating. Dating does not have to be that hard and cumbersome and tiring. But what we have to do first is have that paradigm shift, like Tristen mentioned.
Change your mindset. Change your language. Change your life.
Come on. Where's your Tina Buck at on that? So number one, first tip, make sure that you and the other person have a very clear understanding of what's going on with this dating status. Number two, have patience and don't try to hurry the process along by just settling. Number three, stop mimicking what you see on reality TV because it is not.
It's fake.
Reality. It's fake. Number four, set your standards. Know what your negotiables and non-negotiables are, and don't waste your time or the other person's time when it comes to knowing these things. I mean, you know pretty much right off bat. Yeah. Before you even go on the first date, a lot of times you know.
You saw the profile picture.
You saw the profile picture.
You saw the Snapchat.
And lastly, number five, let's take it back to the basics. Let's get back to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We really, really need that in our community. This is the only way that we can start adjusting this downshift that we're having with dating and marriage. That's all it really takes. And we challenge you on that. So now we want to go into our Suttons in the City segment.
Yes, indeed. How many of y'all like Suttons in the City?
Whoop, whoop. You've seen us out at restaurants. You've seen us do our small business pop-ups. You see us just moving and shaking and trying to bring the good news of black business and supporting one another. So what's going on this week with Suttons in the City?
So this week, the Suttons will be at Lucille's.
Yes.
We're going to go there for brunch this weekend. Check it out. Now, one of my favorite dishes there is the shrimp and grits, because y'all know I'm a shrimp and grit connoisseur, right?
Yes, everywhere he goes, he has to have the shrimp and grits.
I have to. If it's on the menu, that's the thing I order.
That's it.
And they have some of the best I've had in Houston. So that's what what do you think you're going to be ordering?
You know, I'm always so wishy-washy. It really just depends on what I feel when I get there. But I will have a mimosa. And I will probably be on the back patio with a nice little band that plays in the back. And
great atmosphere.
Yeah, it's a really nice atmosphere.
Marriage and dating tip. Gentlemen, if you don't have patience and your significant other is picky, make sure they look at the menu online on the way there. So by the time you get seated, y'all can already pick your food out. Because I don't know if y'all, like me, I'm hungry when I get there. I don't want to spend 20 minutes looking over the menu.
So he really does make me pull up the menu before we get there and decide what I'm going to have.
Indeed. That's just free game for you right there.
T, what's going on in the streets?
What's going on in the streets this week? So you got the Texas Black Expo, the largest cultural marketing trade show in the state of Texas at the George R. Brown this weekend. Starts June 8th through 11th, started by Jerome Love, and it's become just a magnificent thing. You know, we are all about, we're small business advocates, so we like to support our community, and there are going to be a lot of small businesses there, and we want y'all to check that out. Go to texasblackexpo.com. It's going to be at the George R. Brown. Great event. I've been several times, and Jerome Love does a great job at that. And secondly, not this week, but coming up soon, Dewan Claiborne of Houston Moves is hosting Bourbon, Booze, and Brunch, and it's really geared towards a date event. So it's going to be Saturday, June 24th, 12 to 4 p.m. Make sure you take your significant other there, get some brunch. And what he has done is volunteered 2 free tickets to the viewers on Facebook Live. So if you listen on the radio, go to our Facebook, Tristen CC, and watch the live stream, because the first 2 people that use the hashtag Sitting with the Suttons, we're going to timestamp it, receive 2 free tickets to this event. For more information, you can go to bourbonboozebrunch.eventbrite.com. That's BOOZE. And that's what's going on. What about you, CC?
Well, as you all know, your girl is your boutique freak. I absolutely love all the great boutiques that are here in Houston. Tonight, I am wearing a very nice cape piece from Mod Chic Boutique. Mod Chic is a wonderful boutique that is situated right here in the central part of Houston, and I encourage you all to go out there and check out all the beautiful fashions that she has. But this Friday, I will be at one of my absolute favorite boutiques. You have it correct. Melodrama Boutique, owned by Jackie Adams. I'll be there this Friday. Yes, and it'll be 15 years here soon. She is definitely a pillar in our community, located right off of Alameda, right there in 3rd Ward. I encourage you to come out there, say hi, do a little shopping, talking, laughing with us. It will be this Friday. I'll be there around about 5 p.m. just kind of hanging out with Jackie and just enjoying this beautiful weather we've been having here in Houston.
Indeed, indeed. So if you're out there watching, out there listening, and you would like your small business highlighted, Sitting with the Suttons definitely has sponsorship opportunities here for KYND, so we can help expand your brand and get it reached out to the 5 million people listening in Houston and the millions of people listening in San Antonio and the hundreds of thousands of people viewing on Facebook. So if you want us to be able to put your business out there and grow your brand to the next level, email us at tristanandccsutton@gmail.com or hit us on Facebook or Instagram at tristanandcc.
That's right. Again, it's all about branding your business, making sure that you're out there. And what better avenue to do that than through Sitting with the Suttons? We would be happy to expose your brand. We have just about come to an end, and it has been an outstanding show.
What's so fast?
And we're going to start a tradition here with Sitting with the Suttons, and we're going to close out every show with an oath. It is a pledge to yourself, and we hope that you will take it seriously, and we hope that you will repeat it with us every time we do it.
Indeed.
You ready, T?
Y'all ready? Let's go. Today, I will commit to being a better person than I was yesterday.
Today, I will be open and honest with myself.
Today, I will be a better communicator.
Today, I will rid myself of negative views of dating and marriage.
Today, I will do my part in making marriage great again.
We want to thank you guys so much for listening in with Sitting with the Suttons. I'm CC.
I'm Tristen.
Almost had his name, but we want to thank you guys so much, and we hope you will join us next week where we will have Marcus D. Wiley, Bishop Secular, and his beautiful wife, Erica Wiley, where we will be talking some more about dating and marriage. It will be live here at KYND. Yes, we will have a live studio audience. Please make sure that you go out there and RSVP for this great event. Please like, share, and follow Tristen and CC. We are out.
The views and opinions expressed on KYND 1520 talk programs are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its owners, management, other hosts, or advertisers. Show topics on this station may include conversations on any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practices. KYND, a Synergy Broadcasting Company.